This week on the Weekly Wrap-Up, we talk about games that came out last week. And then we talk about games that came out this week.
Maybe, yeah.
And then we thank all of you for subscribing.
Yes.
5,000, everybody.
Yeah.
This is
Yay.
the Weekly Wrap-Up.
It's just gonna drop.
Someday. He can outsource that stuff someday, and there'll be all sorts of contributors.
This is the Midnight Gamescast. We record every Monday night at midnight, and then we bring it to YouTube every Tuesday as a weekly wrap-up. That's this video right here. You found it. Don't go anywhere. Every Wednesday is PlayStation VR Theater, and every Thursday is Viewer Takeover.
Yep.
As always, my name's Brian Paul, and to my right, your left, the king of all kings, the VR king, Jeremy King.
Hello. Yes, the VR
The
king.
VR king.
Not quite.
Yeah. King of...
It sounds good, though. I like it.
I guess so. It sounds
You should
alright.
change your username.
My middle name, though, is actually Richard, as in Dick.
How appropriate. And to my left,
Yes.
you were right, Michelle Barchioni.
So,
Yay.
Dick King?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You are
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
King of Dicks.
You're the
Well,
cock
you want
king.
it, yeah.
Here it is. Here it is.
Like a whole trophy.
See? Yeah.
Somebody get this boy a crown.
Ooh,
Or
that might-
don't.
Make it out of velvet.
Get him 2 crowns, one
I'll
for
get you a
each
Burger
head.
There
King
you
crown.
go.
What's up, Michelle?
Hey,
Hey,
how's it going?
how's the beach?
How's it going, guys? Beach
Yes.
is great. Went
Yep.
to Gloucester today. It was awesome. Beautiful. Thought the water would be too cold, but it was swimmable. Fantastic.
Swimmable.
Swimmable. Yeah.
Nice.
I certainly wouldn't say it was warm.
Yeah.
We're in Massachusetts, but
True.
swimmable.
Swimmable.
Yes.
Hey guys, last week when we filmed, we didn't quite have 5,000 subscribers yet, so we didn't talk about it.
No.
And then we got 5,000 subscribers, I think Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
the
the
very next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we were all talking. We were like, oh, maybe we should make a video. We should make some kind of like thank you video with
Yeah.
Des and Jeremy and Michelle and me and everybody, and like be like, but man, oh man,
What would we be like?
There was like 4,000 video games that came out last week, and like I was super tired. I had to review all of them, and it was a lot of work. And
Right.
we've all been real busy with
Oh,
our
yeah.
actual lives on top of everything.
Yeah.
So it didn't happen. So we just want to take a minute out here at the beginning of the weekly wrap up, the Midnight Gamescast,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it, and thank you for subscribing.
Thanks, guys.
Yes. Thank you.
5,000. Yeah, it's a
thousand.
big number.
That is a big number.
Yep.
Yep.
It's very exciting.
That was deep, guys. I'm glad we.
Very exciting.
I'm still glad we
exciting.
didn't make a special video now because
That's a big number. Thank you for the big number.
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 There's no video we can make. There's nothing we can say to you guys always send us amazing comments and say how much you appreciate us and what we do, and
Yeah.
you've invited us into your life and made us part of your day. But there's no video we can make that expresses how thankful we are for you. So thank you for being part of our lives just as much as you've made us part of yours.
Yes.
Yes.
See, and you say you have no heart. You are like the Grinch. Remember way back many podcasts ago?
No.
Now it's like,
I remember that, yeah.
yeah, now he's got a big,
Brian has no
bloody
heart.
fucking
does.
throbbing heart.
Listen, I didn't have a big heart because I had no one to love.
True.
And now I have 5,000 people to love.
That is true, yeah.
I love them all.
Yeah.
If you were unaware, I love all of them.
You do love all of them. I've seen the videos.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, guys. Last week, a whole crap load of things happened. It was the most number of video games to come out for PlayStation VR since launch day. Mm-hmm. Do you have any favorites? No, obviously we got to do our 60 seconds, so that's probably where those are going to come in.
Yeah.
But last week we got Tiny Tracks, which is a little slot car racing game.
Yes, yeah.
Infinite Mini Golf, which is
Yeah.
I don't know some kind of sports game.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe mini golf.
Sports game? Yeah.
Infinitely mini.
He's not big on sports.
We had Theseus. Theseus was supposed to be
yeah.
our God of War in VR. Not actually what we got.
Yeah.
We also got Apollo 11, which is like the one game I haven't covered at all, or one of the two, I guess.
Yeah.
I played it. It's a very documentary, educational type thing.
Yeah.
It's okay. Smashbox Arena, which turned out fantastic. Heroes of the Seven Seas, which strangely also turned out pretty damn good. And then Monkey King, which is like this episodic cartoon in VR. And it's like, I've heard it's not so good.
Haven't played it yet.
I don't think I'm going to get around to this one. Like, as
Yeah.
much,
Right.
I just can't keep up. And this is
Can't
the one
do
that
'em
fell by
all.
the wayside.
Yeah.
But also,
That's gonna be the one that's just like fucking amazing.
Right?
right?
I know it.
No. I think Dave Station checked it out for us, and
Oh.
He was
we
like,
don't.
"Nope."
roll.
Definitely. Don't need to bother with that one.
Right, speaking of Dave Station, I was having some connectivity problems with my PlayStation 4 Pro. I guess the network adapter just kind of like shit the bed.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that can happen?
The first, yeah. So the first thing that happened was I lost all of my my voice chat support. I was still able to play games online, no voice chat.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't able to play games online. And then and then the PlayStation Store stopped loading. And then it was like one by one, these little pieces of
taken away from
Terrible
you,
right?
domino effect.
And then
Yeah.
when
Right.
Netflix stopped working, I was like, that's too much.
That's it. What is this? The
Right.
apocalypse?
So, listen,
I
somebody,
must
you
checked on this.
can't take that away from me.
Wow.
But then Dave Station was like, he's like, I can't believe you're like using the wireless network card. He's like, why don't you just hardwire it? And so
And you're like, what?
it's like, oh, that
Right?
makes perfect sense. So now you see like the 50-foot cord that's all tangled up everywhere.
Yes.
It's like there's like a puppy all strangled.
There's no puppy strangled.
There
was.
It's adorable.
Yes.
Jeremy killed it. It's okay.
I'd never kill a puppy.
That's
no,
terrible.
only a human.
So now I'm hardwired in, and I'm not.
You
using
know who
the,
you are.
I'm not using the network adapter, so everything's fine again. And I was like, well, I should return it to Sony and get it fixed.
You should,
Right.
yeah.
But there's never going to be a point in my entire life at this point that I'm going to be using it without plugging it in.
Yeah, but
but
that
you
product
should
is... How old? You did
still-
not buy that long
I don't
ago.
care. The point is it's the inconvenience isn't worth it.
What else is defective about it, though? What if something else goes?
Apparently they have a history of this, so
Oh,
I'm just
really?
like, you know what, screw it. I don't want to
Pros
return
only?
it. No, like Sony
But you-
products.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
You did the change. You fixed it enough that it's gonna work now.
That
so
wire
it's-
that runs all
yeah.
across the apartment seems to be doing the trick.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, hardwired is
Right.
the best. if
So
you
once
can do it
that
anyways.
stops
I'm
working, then you
downloading
can
at
get
like
it fixed.
ridiculous fast speeds now.
Oh, yeah,
Like, I
absolutely.
had no idea like what I was missing out on.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
it's a big, huge
Crazy.
difference.
So Dave's a genius.
Dave's a genius. I mean, he's a common sense kind of genius. You know, I was like, oh, I should have thought of that myself. I didn't. All right, guys. We watched the Ready Player One trailer.
Ready Player One.
Yep.
We should have talked about this last week because I mean,
It was, what? Was it out, the trailer?
the trailer's out and it was out last week.
Yeah.
It got past us. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
around
that
here.
happens.
But I mean, this is a movie made for us in our community. This is based on the book Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, and must read for all of the Game Cats.
I've never read it.
Okay, well, I haven't read it either.
And
so-
the
all right.
Gamecast.
Yep.
There you go.
I read the first 2 chapters and I was like, "This is amazing! I can't wait to finish it." And then, like everything
I
else in my
remember
life,
when
it
you
got
read
put
this.
on the shelf, and I never touched it again.
It's amazing,
Remember
but
when it was
it's
on
a,
like the
it's
side
a
of your
book.
couch for a long time?
Right. If somehow they were able to put this in some kind of like, I don't know,
Yeah,
visual
movie.
movement of some sort and
Yeah.
condense it down to about 2 hours.
But not yet. Too much has happened. Maybe in like 2018. You know,
Yeah, soon. It is like I think
It's a
early
ways
next year,
out,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So not too much of a ways out. So I think this
It
should be
looks pretty cool though.
this should be required reading for all the Game Cats. I think let's all
summer reading.
And the Gamecast.
and the Games
Since
Cast.
none of us have read it.
Let's do our best.
Yeah.
Let's all try to read it because it sounds like something we would all enjoy.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm 2 chapters in and I think it's fantastic. What do you guys think of the trailer?
The trailer
Nope.
looks cool.
Yeah, it didn't look bad. I mean, it's a lot of action. You know, I want to see the
shit
story.
ton of action.
I'd like to see
It
some
looked it.
story. I don't know
Yeah.
anything about it, so to me, I heard about the movie before I knew it was a book prior. You know,
Right.
Brief synopsis.
yeah.
In about 40 years in the future, cities are overcrowded. Everyone's life is awful, and so
Yeah.
everyone lives in VR all the time. Like you just like life is so bad that everyone just wants to escape.
Okay.
Right.
Like everybody, right? And it's called the Oasis. It's like their big, like massive network, like this fake world that they live in. But the person who made the Oasis dies, and when he dies, he basically left Easter eggs for people to find, like hidden things in the world.
All right.
And you're supposed to, and he's got like billions of dollars and no heirs or something like that. And I think that's sort of
Sounds like a neat story.
right. So it's like
Yeah.
this VR adventure that people go on.
Right.
Huh.
Right. So
Can we watch the movie in VR?
Yeah, that'd be pretty neat.
there
right?
is a VR experience coming for Ready Player One.
Is there?
I mean, it only makes sense. But
Right.
it makes more sense
Why
than
would they?
Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, that would. Yeah.
Yeah.
So should we? For sure.
All
We
right.
should.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think? Should we begin this?
I think we should begin the episode.
How do we begin? And how do we begin this episode?
We begin this episode the way we begin every episode, Game Cats, with the little game of should we or shouldn't we.
Yes.
Put 60 seconds up the clock up on the counter the way that Jeremy likes it.
I did the sticky sound because it's humid out, so it kind of sticks against...
It's not just
That's a
humid
nice
out, it's
visual
also
for you
humid
all.
in.
It is humid,
Yeah.
everywhere. Even down there.
Oh god, swamp ass.
A little bit.
And we take 60 seconds to tell you what we've been playing or watching, and if you should be playing or watching as well.
Yes.
Who wants to go
Yes.
first this week?
gosh, you're so excited.
Lady.
All right. On my mark. Oh,
Get set. Wait, I gotta make sure I can see it when I edit this.
Okay.
And go.
All right. So first off, I have been playing Infinite Mini Golf. It is online and not online. You can do either or. I've been not online. I really like the game. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that don't because you don't have the move support that you really want.
Stay tuned for viewer takeover.
Stay tuned for viewer takeover. But I've been kind of leveling up my my character and getting all these different outfits and this and that, and you can make all your own mini golf courses as well, which is cool.
Yeah.
And you can put those online so other people can play too, which is awesome. There's 3 different places you can go into. So there's the big room. It's kind of like a kid's room. All the courses are set up like cardboard boxes and this and that, and that one's neat. There's a Halloween one, which is like Nightmare Before Christmas Halloween, and then and the Christmas course as well.
2, 1, and
Yeah, just stop me. That's fine. I really enjoy
Check out the
game.
numbers.
I like it a lot.
69. I just came up with a new game we're gonna play. It's the Michelle Varricchione this and that counter. We're up to 2 this and that.
2.
Count them. 1,
Damn it.
2, this and that.
Yeah, the show's just begun.
Infinite mini golf. So it's funny because sometimes when I review games and I have to like write it and script it and put it all together and then get it up on the channel for a specific time.
Yeah.
Very often I don't know how much the game costs. Right. So I put out feelers with my contacts and I go, is this how much it's gonna cost? I talk to some other people reviewing. Go, have you heard anything? And sometimes we know and sometimes we don't. And when I reviewed this, I reviewed it with the thought that I was like, okay, the last time we got a game from Zen Studios, it was Zen Pinball or Pinball FX VR2 or something.
Yeah.
And it was a little overpriced. Like it was kind of expensive, and then you had to like download like extra tables and stuff. And
That's
I was like,
right.
I was like, man, they're gonna
saying that.
gouge us for this. And so
Yeah.
in my head when I was reviewing it, I was like, it's gonna be $30.
Right.
And it was like 15.
No, yeah, I was gonna say,
Shit,
it definitely
caught you by
wasn't that
surprise,
high.
yeah.
And so I like wrote this glowing review saying this is pretty damn good. And then it turned out to be half the price that I thought it was going to
You're
be.
like, this is
So
fantastic for
it
what
really
it is.
is
Yeah,
fantastic. Yeah. I like customizing your characters in that game.
I do as well. Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot to choose from, I hear.
You're just gonna have me keep. My 60 seconds is over, Brian. Would you like to talk about Infinite Mini Golf?
I could talk about it with Jeremy, but he hasn't played it.
I can pretend like
Why
I have.
haven't you played it yet?
So there's a lot of customization out here.
Wicked was, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like 15.
15 customizations.
Way more fun.
Yeah.
I,
So
I hear there's like
so
an
many
infinite
hair
amount.
choices.
I hear there's mini golf involved.
There is.
Golf, a ball, different color balls.
There are different
There
colored
are blue balls.
Blue, thank you.
I currently have a purple one. Yeah.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
It is.
It's like amputated.
Oh.
Would you like to go next?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, why the fuck not?
Right.
You never instilled me with any faith at all.
I've played something.
On your mark, get set,
Fantastic.
go.
So coincidentally, I played Neptune Flux. That's the name of the one I played. So anyways, I played it, and first of all, you're in some like ball thing, right? Like underwater type adventure. I guess above the, everywhere on the land is pretty shitty. So down home, I don't know. I didn't really listen actually when the story was going because I was kind of looking around, thought it was neat. It's VR. And so you get down below under the
It's
surface.
VR right here.
VR is pretty neat.
And so it's kind of dark, first of all, the game. It's underwater. I tried, you can turn the settings up to make it a little bit brighter.
So far, I've gotten it's VR and it's underwater.
It's pretty dark.
Yeah.
And so
You're not getting out of this one easy.
You're going 2 minutes.
you float around. It's all right. I think I could go 12.
I remember these.
Floating underwater. Just stop the time.
1.
You're still.
But can I get to the main
Oh,
points?
please.
God,
And
please
thank
do.
you.
All right. They don't give you much in the way of tutorials, so you kind of just got to guess what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to see ahead of you. There's no real waypoints on the map. It's just you seem like you can go really far out. There's no explanation of to what's... There's some like dome area, it seems like, under this water that you reach the end of and go out to. They don't explain what the dome is, why it seems to be safer in there. You just kind of venture out and something depletes. I don't know. There's just not much of an explanation to what these things are. And there's no real direction towards your objective. So you just got to like float around. And that was my problem. I could have kept looking around, but the game was making me feel carsick. It had given me that nauseous feeling. And I'm like, oh. And I tried fighting it, and I tried really... I mean, I played for, I think an hour and a half. And I took a break somewhere, like I think 45, 50 minutes in. And I honestly felt like dizzy for a while. And I went back, played a little more, and I just really felt carsickish again. And so I just said, fuck it.
So I reviewed the game. It's up on the channel.
Yeah.
And I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Because
I didn't watch your review on purpose.
good.
Yeah. Because of...
He's like, I didn't watch anything else on accident. No, but I do understand because what you're talking about, because it's even though you're moving fairly slowly underwater, you have full range of movement.
Yeah.
And sometimes I found myself sort of like turned like this. And I was like, I don't know how to get myself turned back. Like, there's no just like readjust, button. You can kind of pivot.
And
Moving
everything
with
just
your
kind of
head,
like is like
though?
no,
it's
it's all
dual
control.
shock
It is all?
control.
Yeah.
But it
Can go everywhere.
And so, like, once or twice, I think over the course of the 2 hours that I played, did I ever feel like, oh, I'm like, but I shook it off. I was okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
But that dome, and you're right. There's no tutorial. There's no explanation. There's no nothing. So like you're like I don't even know how to pick things up. Like I found something and I was like, I pushed every single button. I thought,
what do I do with this?
Right, and then I was like, well, maybe I can't do anything yet. Maybe I need like a tool to pick this up with.
Yes.
Not the case. You just have to hit X, but you have to like make sure like the name of the thing you want to pick up is up on the screen.
Yeah.
No tutorials, no explanation about what you're really supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But I think that's why I liked it.
There was some mystery to it, though. I reached some like triangle thing. You went in there, and there was something with a robot voice and a screen that was all static, and he referenced something about my mother, and the door was blocked. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. I beat the game.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get in there because something was blocked.
Did you you knew how to cycle through all your weapons, your power ups and stuff, right?
Oh, that's what it was.
The white light thing?
That's the other thing. There was no tutorial that I could upgrade anything.
Yeah.
So
That's so frustrating.
Yeah, I honestly cheated for a second, and I looked on YouTube, and I went to that point, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
And I saw on the bottom icon some extra thing on the screen, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Some extra ability?
Yeah.
So I went back, and I found that there was all of a sudden a tutorial that started when I went back to that shop or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's like your home base.
Home base.
Yeah.
To buy some stuff and replenish shit.
And so the thing is once I at the beginning I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And I liked it and I didn't like it because I was like, I've heard this is only 2 hours,
Yeah.
and I think I wasted the first 45 minutes trying to figure out what the fuck I'm supposed to
Yeah.
do. As it turns out, it's only about a 35-minute game if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I think it actually works to the game's advantage to be like, hey, you know what? We're not going to tell you anything. Go figure it out.
They're going to figure it out.
Elongate it, yeah.
Yeah, and I actually like that. I liked it. Like Zelda came out this year, and it didn't hold your hand, and I
Yes.
I was like real happy about that.
Yeah.
And this game sort of subscribes to the same philosophy. I gave it a great review. It was made by one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
One guy made the entire game. Obviously, he didn't do all the voices or the music, but like he programmed the entire thing. It was like half his concept and half someone else's.
Yeah.
But yeah, one guy developed this game. $8, $7.99. It's coming out a
wicked
week
cheap.
from today.
Wow.
It's coming out, and for $8,
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. 2-hour experience,
That's cheap.
cheaper than a movie.
Yeah.
So were you saying, are you not enjoying it so far? Or?
I would have kept going. I wanted to see what was behind that thing, and I
Right.
went back to go buy that ability thing I saw, and I didn't buy it. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do.
Just got kind of sick too.
But that's where I just said, I'm not going to figure this out now, and I stopped playing because I
Right.
didn't feel, it made me feel woozy.
Right.
Like when you were reading in the car, that like feeling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, fuck it. And it gave me like a headache feeling on the top of my head.
That's not good.
No other game did that yet. Yeah, I mean,
Interesting.
that's the only one.
Huh. There's an option to play it outside of VR too.
Yeah, but I didn't want to do that
Nope,
because I
and-
like the VR experience of it.
No, I didn't even mention it in the review because it's not worth it. I played it on the
feel
flat
like you're
screen.
there in a way. Weird. Even though it's not graphically like gorgeous, but it's dark on purpose to probably hide the fact that it's.
It's also in VR.
Yeah, it's in VR too. I mean, you look
dark and
behind
it's
you and it's dark.
For me, it's a huge should we. I definitely liked it quite a bit.
Great price.
You don't shoot anything.
yeah.
You don't there's no combat. It's very much a story-driven game, and
throw a
Jeremy
A lot of
ignored the story.
exploring.
I did ignore
It's
the
also
story
underwater.
going down.
And it's in VR. Right?
Fantastic. All right, I should probably talk about a game now. Let's see, Dino Frontier. I can't talk about. Check out the review of Dino Frontier. It'll be up at 9 a.m. Same day as this goes up. So very
Tuesday.
shortly, the embargo will be up.
Nice.
Let's see, what can I talk about?
Smashbox.
Ooh, on your
get so
mark,
many-
get
there you
set,
go.
go. Everybody should play Smashbox Arena. Smashbox Arena might be one of the coolest multiplayer games I've ever played in my life as a non-multiplayer gamer. That
Wow.
shouldn't surprise anybody. But I thought I was going to hate this game. We watched the trailer on PlayStation VR Theater, and we were all like, "Oh man, this looks really stupid. This looks lame." And then
Remind me which one that one.
this was the one with 3v3 with a weird dumb art style, and then it looked like
Little,
everything was
vacuum
teleportation.
guns and
Right, it was like dodgeball 3v3.
with the kid looking.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that one.
So as
Yeah.
it turns out, the teleportation is teleportation. There's no free locomotion like we had heard at some point.
Okay, yeah.
But the teleportation is actually
but it's good.
yeah. It
fun,
actually
huh?
really
Yeah.
works. 2 move controllers. You've got 2 little dodgeball guns.
Yeah.
And there's power ups to shoot at your opponents and being able to throw this little top, which is almost like a countdown, like a 3, 2, 1. Then you transport.
Okay.
It adds to the strategy. Damn it. Do you mind if I?
Keep going,
Yeah.
please.
Please.
Yeah, I do have 0.3 of a second left.
Yeah, that's all.
And
Go and done.
No, yeah, it's so
I
frustrating.
realized you can't hold two at the, you can't. You have to teleport and then shoot. You can't shoot with two hands. So that was interesting. One at a time. But
Right, because if you always need a free hand to move with. If you can,
Yeah.
Alright.
you can do whatever you want with either hand. But if you have a dodgeball in the hand, you can't throw that top to teleport. So you're kind of
Okay.
stuck in one location. The cool thing about the game is that again, it doesn't really tell you this. You just have to sort of get the idea on your own. It is dodgeball. So even if you're standing in one place and somebody shoots at you,
Yeah.
you can either block with a ball that you're holding,
Okay.
or
you can catch the ball that they threw at you
you
and
can
throw
catch the
back
ball
at them.
because it's dodgeball.
Yeah.
Or you can dodge because it's in VR and you can just go poop. And you're like, oh, you know how often I forgot you can just move out of the way?
Yeah.
Constantly. Right? But the greatest thing about that little top that you teleport with, like I said, it's kind of like a 3, 2, 1, then you transport.
Yeah.
Is so if you're not getting a shootout with somebody, they're right in front of you,
Yeah.
you just keep shooting at them and you throw the top behind them. And then next thing you know, you turn your body before you teleport and then you start shooting and boom.
Oh, that's neat.
You get the guy
Get 'em.
behind,
Right.
from behind, without even he doesn't even know what happened, right?
Nice.
Insert sex joke here.
Ah,
So here's we need to talk about Smashbox. We need to talk about multiplayer games. We need to talk about getting the community together so that we're all playing on the same night. We're going to give that some thought, but we're going to talk about it much, much more.
Monday nights at midnight, eh?
We're going to talk about it much, much more on Thursday's Viewer Takeover. So if you are interested in getting an online community together and making in everybody playing on the same nights, come back here on Thursday for Viewer Takeover, and hopefully between us, Seraphim, Dave Station, and Frank, we can get all of our game cats and headsets and whatever Seraphim calls his brainwashed followers. We just want to get everybody on the same page so that we can fill up those servers on the
Yeah.
same nights.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Viewer Takeover.
Stay tuned. We can figure that out. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, coming out this week is Castle Storm VR. Castle Storm VR is Castle Storm's been on fucking everything. It's been on Vita. It's been on Wii U. It's been on Wii U. You know it's on everything.
It really.
Yeah. Kind of a tower defense game. You have a castle. You're trying to shoot down the other castle. It is. I think it's $15. And anybody who's complaining about there not being games for VR that are deep, This game's super deep.
This is one of those games.
Oh God! Every single component that you are allowed to use in the game is upgradable. So it's like it's just you can play forever.
Oh, that's that trailer we saw with the goblin. Was that one with the goblins?
No.
Shit.
No. This is it might as well be 2D because you're seeing it almost like from a distance.
Okay.
And your castle's over here, and you get someone else's castle over here, and using all sorts of different techniques, you're trying to defend your castle from like the opponent.
Yeah.
Right.
How?
So,
with what?
well, one of the many ways you can go about doing this is by shooting like a javelin.
Okay.
At the incoming troops.
Yeah.
Storming over. You can send out your own troops, which remind me of lemmings.
Okay.
Right? And you can spawn all different types of troops.
Sounds fun.
Right? And then you can level all those different troops up.
Oh, that's
Right.
neat.
And then the javelin that you shoot, you can level that up. You want to shoot an exploding apple. You want to shoot a sheep that blows up as well.
Nice.
You can level all those
Always a
things up.
sheep.
Shoot a
Poor
sheep.
It's lots of them though. It's like disposable
Yeah.
sheep.
They blow up everything.
We've got too many sheep.
Got
Let's
endless
start shooting them. So it's all these different things, and then the coolest thing that I found was that there's like a protagonist, like the main character, who like there's a story going on, between levels, and you can actually, if you're just like, screw this, everything's getting out of control, you can select the character and you can like warp into the battlefield and actually control it like a 2D platformer.
Really?
And you just run around and you
What?
kill everybody. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Right?
jump and attack and
Yeah.
block and everything, and you're just like, I'm taking this, and you only have like 20
I
seconds.
feel
or
like I'd
something.
rather just be in the battlefield doing that.
Yeah.
But,
Right?
but the thing is like you have to, once you select that you want to do that, it's like you're stuck doing that for the next 20 seconds, and like so even after you've killed all
you
the
can't,
bad
like,
guys,
jump back
you're
and
like
forth.
you're like I need to get back. I need to start
Yeah.
rebuilding. I need to
Right.
start like
Yeah.
like doing this and like
Yeah.
So there's strategy.
Chaos.
It's chaos and it's
Yeah.
strategy, and it's so much fun. And for $15, if you haven't played Castle Storm like I hadn't,
Yeah.
definite should we. And
Nice.
then Dino Frontier, which I didn't realize. I'm finishing up my review tonight. Made by the same people who made Wayward Sky.
Oh,
I didn't love-
like that. I really like that demo.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't love the game because I liked the demo, but the game wasn't much more than the demo. It was like the demo over and over and over in different locations.
I
and
see.
It all kind of had the same look to it. It didn't have
Yeah.
a lot of variety. I know a lot of you guys liked Wayward Sky, but this is their new game, and definitely, again, come back for the review. Two more things before we move on.
Yeah.
One, we've gotten a lot of people asking about MP3s.
Yes.
Do
Yeah.
you guys put
Yep.
this podcast in MP3 format like a podcast should be?
Yeah.
Right now we don't, but that is happening. We know a lot of you guys want it. I'm curious to know that if we put it behind a Patreon tier, if it for the not any more than the normal $1 a month we ask you guys for, is that something you would do? Because it's something that takes extra time for us, like a lot of extra time, and I just don't have any extra time right now. I'm like, so if
Right.
I'm gonna do it, I need to
And
make
you're
sure.
saying we'd put it all in one instead of split it up into 3 different ones, probably.
Exactly.
Too, 'cause
So it would
that
be
would
like-
be like that hour and a half long.
Because they can. Yeah.
Yeah, so every week you'd get Gaming Without Parole, which is about 35 minutes,
Yeah.
as one podcast, and the entire Midnight Gamescast as a separate one. And I'd love to go back to the very first episodes and get
The older ones.
all of those done, all
Yeah.
into MP3
Oh,
format.
that'd be crazy. Yeah.
But again, that's time and money, and
Yeah.
Right.
I'd probably just pay someone to do it, to be
That's
honest.
a
at this
lot
point.
of shit. That's
If
a
you're
lot of
interested in
episodes.
doing this for Brian, comment below.
Yeah, if you're interested in being an intern at Without Parole Games,
One of the requirements.
if you're shorter than
It's
5'5" and you like making coffee in your underwear, then you're probably qualified. And then finally, the last thing I want to bring up is, oh damn it, there's 2 more things. One, if you've been waiting for a Farpoint bundle, you're probably in luck because they seem to be restocking
Hooray.
slowly.
Hey,
The
Michelle.
Farpoint bundles are great. Thank fucking God.
Right.
Farpoint bundles seem to be slowly being restocked. I think I forget which country it was, but they're starting to show up.
Right.
Nice.
And that's the bundle. But then in like Taiwan or something, in like an airport, there's like literally
Interesting.
just the aim controller being sold on its own.
Really?
So now it's like
In
this-
an airport.
but they had a whole
Just in an
they had a
airport.
whole PlayStation VR section. It was the coolest airport ever, apparently.
I mean,
Would you
does
see-
that
Let's
mean
go
they
to
have the
Taiwan.
coolest
A Taiwan
planes
event?
too? Like
What's
there's
that?
VR on the plane and you can take your
That
Going
would make
never
funnel
allow
every
with
that.
plane ride better.
Yeah,
Right?
it would though.
Yeah.
I'm flying everywhere.
So if they're selling the aim controller separately, that might have been the holdup. That might be like now that they're restocked, that maybe they can start selling it with the
Right.
bundle, without the bundle. That it's got to if it's in other countries, that means it's got to be coming soon,
Right.
right?
You'd imagine, yeah.
Yep.
To a GameStop near you.
So stop giving your money to the people charging like $300 on Amazon,
Oh,
or just buy mine for $300 real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's coming. Be happy. That was the weekly wrap up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's all wrapped up.
Wrap up.
Wrapped up.
Yep.
Nice and safe.
Yep.
Double wrapped.
I really want to play Final Fantasy.
Pleasure.
I got to tell you that. Oh, double wrap.
Yeah. All right, let's get out of here. I'm
Yes.
Brian. That's Jeremy. This is Michelle, and we'll see you tomorrow for PlayStation VR.
Theater.
Theater. You gonna do one?
Bye, guys.
Theater.
Gosh.
Theater.
We
That's
need a
a-
little more enthusiasm.
Theater.
There you go.
No, I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Sold.
it's like a velvety. Yeah, you
That
did.
was great.
I picture velvet.